Hello everybody, this is Strong here. Today I will not be joined by DP or Captain because this is a memorial podcast that they cannot be a part of. If you couldn't have guessed already, this is about the shooting that took place at Douglas High School in Florida. And this video isn't going to be about my opinion on gun control or anything other than a memorial to the people that lost their lives. And we're going to go over that, who they were, some things about them, and I'm going to need to ask for forgiveness if I butcher their names, which I will. So let's begin. One of the victims was Alyssa Alhadeff. She was 14 years old. She was a student at the high school. And she played soccer. And Alyssa's mother said she dropped her daughter off at school Wednesday saying, "I love you." Which really, with an event such like this, there's not much more you can ask for. Except for, her to still be alive. But unfortunately, that is not the case. The next victim was Scott Beigel. He was 35 years old. He was a teacher. He was a geography teacher, and he was killed when he was trying to usher children back into the classroom after the shooting broke out. Last man in, took the bullets for the students. I'd wager all these people are heroes. But it's the next victim was Barton Angueno. He was 14 years old, and he was also a student. He was a very funny kid, outgoing, and sometimes really quiet. He was really sweet and caring and loved by all his family. Most of all, he was my baby brother, his big brother said in an interview. The next victim was Nicholas Dworet. He was 17 years old. He was a student. The University of Indianapolis confirmed he was recruited already for the university swim team and would have been an incoming freshman this fall. Aaron Fies. I'll go with Fies. He was 37 years old. He was a teacher. An assistant football coach. He was killed when he threw himself in front of students to protect them from oncoming bullets. He suffered a gunshot wound and died after he was rushed into surgery. And his wife, I believe, said he died the way he lived, putting himself second. Now, the next person, Jamie Gutenberg. She was 14 years old. She was a student. Her father said, "My heart is broken. Yesterday, Jennifer Bloom Gutenberg and I lost our baby girl to a violent shooting at her school. We lost our daughter, and my son, Jesse Gutenberg, lost his sister." Now, there wasn't a lot I could say about these people, so I figured for the ones that didn't have much to say about, we could remember them the way their family did. Chris Hickson. He was 49 years old. He was a teacher. His widow, Deborah, said he was probably the best man that and then she couldn't go on because of how distraught she was. She had just described him as an awesome husband, father, and American. The next victim was Luke Hoyer. He was a 15-year-old student. Janice Strout said he was a good kid. He never got in trouble. He was the last of my daughter's children who still lived at home. And our Luke was a precious child. The next one is Kara Logren. She was 14 years old. Kara danced at the Drake School of Irish Dance in South Florida. Kara was a beautiful soul, always had a smile on her face, the dance studio said in a statement. We are heartbroken and send our love and support to the family during this horrible time. Gina Montalto, she's a 14-year-old student. One of her middle school color guard instructors told the Miami Herald that Gina was the sweetest soul ever. My heart is broken into pieces. I will forever remember you, my sweet angel. Manuel Miranda told the paper. The next victim was Joaquin Oliver. He was a 17-year-old student. Among friends at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, he was known as Guac. I think that's how you pronounce it. A moniker that appeared on his Instagram account. His interest: football, basketball, the Venezuela national soccer team, urban graffiti, and hip hop. Elena Petty, she was a 14-year-old student. Elena's family said she was a vibrant and determined. She had volunteered after Hurricane Irma hit Florida in September. Elena loved to serve. Her family said about her. And I believe next one is Meadow Pollock. She was 18 years old. She was a student. She had been accepted at the Lynn University in Boca Raton. One spokeswoman said, Meadow was a lovely young woman who was full of energy. We were very much looking forward to having her join our community in the fall. Next victim was Helena Ramsey. She was a 17-year-old student. Helena was a smart, kind-hearted, and thoughtful person. She was deeply loved and loved other people even more so. Though she was somewhat reserved, she had relentless motivation towards her academic studies, and her soft, warm demeanor brought the best out in all who knew her. She was so brilliant and witty, and I'm still wrestling with the idea that she's actually gone. Next victim was Alex Shatner. Yeah, I'm gonna go Shatner. He played the trumpet in high school marching band. I felt he had a really bright future with the trombone. It was a trombone. Alexander Kaminsky, director of band at the Parkland High School, told the paper. Carmen Centra. She was a 16-year-old student. Carmen was a National Merit Scholar semifinalist. Marjory Stoneman Douglas had 10 students qualify as semifinalists for 2018, which is the second year in a row that 10 students have qualified. The Eagle Eye student blog said Carmen was mourned in the community and on social media. And lastly, we have Peter Wang, definitely not the least. He's a 15-year-old student. Peter had been a member of the ROTC program. His parents owned a Western restaurant at West Palm Beach. The Sun Sentinel reported Kelsey Friend, who shared a culinary class with Peter, said she started screaming and crying when she found out her friend's death, and at images on Google of those who had died. Now, these are, I don't want, I don't want to see any debates. I don't care what your opinion is on the guns, what your opinion is on Nicholas. These students and teachers need to be remembered because they died too young. The kids will never get to graduate. They'll never get to get married. The teachers, they left behind their families, not by their choice. Kids will grow up without their fathers, and that is tragic. And so we're going to have a 30-second moment of silence for the victims, starting now. Alright, just know that this will not be a common video that you'll see. This will only be if these tragedies happen, and hopefully we won't ever have to do a video like this again. And make sure that you hold your loved ones close, tell them you love them, and have a good day.